We are live. Welcome to this Tuesday 9 a.m. accountability call here in our Skool community, the Former Athlete Society. Again, as always, my name is Adam Ringler. You guys already know this if you're part of the community, but if for whatever reason you were shared this link, we have a community page ran through skool.com/former athlete that you can jump on. And for the first 10 community members, it's completely free. It's forever free. You will get access to the discussion boards where we're having some lively conversations about Q&A, about accountability, about habits, about just connecting former athletes all together. This is kind of like the locker room, if you will, of our Skool community. We have our educational modules. This is the classroom section. This is where you learn about training, where you learn about your body, where you learn about recovery modalities and methodologies there. You learn about applied sports psychology. You learn about everything that goes in to being an athlete. Now, I've tailored this community. I've tailored this educational content to former athletes. And what I mean by that is that body's a little older, joints are a little bit more achier. How do we continue to maximize our performance and our recovery in a way that that your body can handle now, right? You're not 18 anymore. You're a little bit older. You're in the professional workplace, most likely. If you're a professional athlete, as many of my former athletes have been and currently are, right? You're still very much living the lifestyle, but maybe you're 5, 10, 15 years removed from the lifestyle and you're wanting to get back to your competitive days, your playing days, your glory days. This is what this material is tailored for and curated for. It's for that athlete, that former NCAA college athlete that just wants to get back to feeling great, performing great, and living the lifestyle once again. So all of this material is dedicated for you, for that person. Now, you'll get access to the classroom. You get access to the leaderboards, the participation boards, right? I reward the top person every single 30 days with free programming. You'll get 4 weeks of free programming. You continue to participate, you'll get another 4 weeks of free programming. All of that's delivered through Bridge, my training app. This is the app that I use to deliver all of the training for not only the current athletes I work with, but our signees and our former athletes as well. So you'll get access to that. Lives in your phone, lives in your, whether it's Android or iOS, you have access to all of your training programs, exercise videos, sets, reps, programming, all of that's programmed through me and sort of the 20 years of strength conditioning experience I have. And I deliver that to you and you get it absolutely for free. So if you're one of the first 10 members, you can also get free programming for life just by participating in the discussion boards, watching the educational videos and commenting and leaving posts and sharing and building this thing with me. So nonetheless, this is our Tuesday 9 a.m. accountability call. A couple of things I want to tackle in this. And some of it's about me, right? Yesterday, you guys already know this. I've shared this many times. Monday through Saturday, I train. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I resistance work. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I do my longer cardio sessions. Every day I do low impact, uphill, zone 2, essentially, conditioning. My resistance training days, I do it 30 minutes post-workout. And then on those Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays or weekend days, I do it for 45 minutes. Now, yesterday, tackled it beautifully. Had a great workout, resistance work. That took about an hour. Did 30 minutes of post-workout conditioning. That took 30 minutes, as I said. I'm on top of it. But here's a bit of admission. My macros, boy, I am so off on my macros. I need to get back on this thing. Now, here's the reason why. This is my accountability to you. I'm sharing this so that you can share some things back with us. And we build this thing together. We hold each other accountable. That's what a good coach to athlete, athlete to coach relationship is having that accountability to each other. Where do I need some better accountability? Well, I need it in my nutrition, my macros. So for the last maybe 5 days, I haven't really kept track of anything. I haven't tracked my macros. I haven't tracked my protein. I haven't logged it in Macro Factor. That's the application that I use. There's like MyFitnessPal, there's Carbon. I'm sure there's 100 others. I think there's Macros on iOS. I end up paying a monthly subscription. I think it's like $11 a month for an application called Macro Factor. It does have an iOS and Android application as well. That's the one that works with me. That's the one that works for my brain. I can log all my foods, keeps track of my protein. I can have flexible, like my protein intake is pretty stable Monday through Friday. I undulate or sort of do a high-low with my carbohydrate intake. So my carbs are a little bit higher on my training days, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, a little bit lower on my Tuesdays and Thursdays. I have a real high carb day on the weekends. That's sort of my refeed or higher carbohydrate. So I cycle my carbs, carb cycling, essentially nutrition for us that are in the know. So I do that, but I haven't really kept track of it. And the one reason I have not kept track of it, and this is my accountability, something I'm going to hold myself accountable to, my kitchen scale doesn't work. Battery's dead. That's so easy to fix, right? So immediately after this call, what am I going to do? I'm going to jump into Amazon and I'm going to overnight me my kitchen scale battery. And that way, now I can have my scale. I can bring it to work like I always do. I can bring it on the road as we're traveling to Utah later this afternoon. I can bring it there and I can keep track of my protein intake, my carbohydrate intake. Something so simple like that. $5, $4, $3 for a CR 2025 battery, I think is what it is. I don't have that. Can't keep track of my macros. If I can't keep track of my macros or I can't weigh my food, I could take a guesstimate. I could say this chicken breast is probably 4 pounds or 4 ounces or 6 ounces or 5 ounces. This looks like, right? But the way that my brain operates, I'm all in or I'm all out, which is terrible, right? I'm not advocating for that. Moderation is great. I just have a hard time managing that, right? Like I want to know precisely exactly this is 4.3 ounces of food, and then I will log that, right? Because I don't want to kind of do half measures. I want to do full measures of everything, meaning that I'm accurate or I'm not accurate at all, right? I don't like this sort of middle ground of being somewhere in between. So for me, if I pick up this battery, my brain's going to operate in a way where it says, hey, you know what? Okay, cool. Keep track of things now. Monitor your nutrition, monitor your macros. And if I monitor my macros, it really helps maximize my conditioning sessions and my resistance training sessions. And I get what I want out of my training sessions, which is a change in body composition. That's what I'm training for. I'm not training for a marathon. I'm not training for a bodybuilding competition or a strongman or powerlifting meet or a weightlifting meet. I'm just simply training to maximize my body composition. So for me, if I can do that and I can keep track of my macros, then my training will be more efficient in that way. I'm getting what I'm wanting because I'm keeping track of my nutrition. So I share all of this as a learning lesson, as a admission, a confession, if you will, of what I need to do to get better. Now, here's the key. What are you going to do these next 4 days? We got Tuesday through Friday training. Let's just call it a training week, your weekdays, if you will. What are you going to do this week to set yourself up for success? So are you going to keep track of your macros? Are you going to focus on getting at least the bare minimum? We talked about that, 2 resistance training days or weight room days or strength days and 2 cardio sessions in this week, 2 and 2. Are you going to do that? Are you going to prioritize your sleep, right? And try to make sure that you're getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And so that might mean getting off of TikTok or Instagram later in the evening, putting your phone away, putting it on the nightstand, and actually getting to bed a little earlier. Or are you going to try to reduce alcohol intake this week? Friday night comes around, you're usually like to have, a glass of wine with your girlfriends or a significant other or with the boys, you want to have, maybe a beer or two. Are you going to try to reduce that? Maybe have a non-alcoholic drink. Maybe replace the cocktail with just tonic water and lime or something like that. Are you going to try to reduce your alcohol intake so that body composition changes and you're making good decisions, making good habits, right? And being disciplined in the things that you need to be disciplined in? Are you going to get into the weekend and try to make sure that you have a grocery list so that you can meal prep, so that you can have the nutrition that you need Monday through Friday, and you can build that nutrition or build some of those meal prepping meals ahead of time. So you go into the next training week, this upcoming Monday, a week from now, and now you're actually meal prepped and you have meals and you have protein and you have the right nutrition so that you're not reaching for things that are convenient that might not be the most healthiest for you. Are you going to do those things? Those would be really great behaviors and habits and disciplines to establish. So my ask of you, I've shared, roughly 14 minutes here, I'm looking at the clock. What are you going to do this week to set yourself up for success? What is your current self going to pay and invest in so that your future self is better off? Because, like, make no mistake, like, you are you, right? And your habits and your discipline and your behaviors today can set yourself up for a win tomorrow. But the question is, what are you going to sacrifice? What are you going to be a little bit more disciplined in right now so that you can set yourself up for success later? That's my question that I'm asking you. So I want you to do a couple of things. I'm going to post this recording in our Tuesday accountability call classroom module. You'll see it in the left-hand nav. It will say today's date. What is today's date, by the way? Tuesday the 11th, so 2/11/25. I want you, and I'll share this in the discussion board, the locker room for all of us. I want you to comment what you are going to do, right? I'll give you a thumbs up on this. I'll reply. I'll give you some of my thoughts, but I want you to share some conversation. I want you to comment a little bit about what you're going to do to set yourself up for a win this week or into next week. I want to hear about that. So leave a comment below. Let us know. And as always, our next call is going to be Thursday. It's going to be our Q&A call. So come with some questions. I'll provide some of the answers and my feedback on that. Our next accountability call will be next Tuesday, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And you can jump in here and share some of your feedback. This is a community. This is a dialogue. It's not just me talking. It is us sharing our goals together so that we can hold each other as teammates accountable to accomplishing the things that we want to accomplish. Because when we publicize it, we hold ourselves more accountable. We're on the hook, right? When we talk about what our goals are, we can hold each other to those goals. So that's what these Tuesday calls are about. And until next time, stay strong. Let's stay committed, stay focused. Let's win this week and have a great training week and set ourselves up for success. And if you didn't attend this call, I'll see you on Thursday when we do our Q&A call. So I appreciate you as always, this community, the Former Athlete Society. Let's keep growing, learning, and getting better together.